I can't.
See, you go to lunch in 1 year?
Yeah, they had to bring Mr. Thomas.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the May 20th Salisbury City Council work session. We have an abbreviated agenda tonight, so we'll get right to it so we can go out and enjoy this wonderful weather. First up, Amanda Pollock. We're talking about a capacity fee waiver.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have here Brett Davis from Davis Simpkins Holdings. So we
Okay.
are discussing a capacity fee waiver at 206 East Market Street. And 206 East Market Street is commonly known now as Lot 16. So this is the property that the city recently surplused and that Davis Simpson Holdings is purchasing. They are proposing to build a building with 24 apartment units and retail on the first floor. 36. So the total capacity fee
Sorry.
waiver that they're requesting is a waiver of 37 EDUs. And this is coming out of the bank of EDUs that the city's had dedicated to the downtown area, another development in the city, where we had started with a bank of 300 EDUs back in 2013. So right now we have 154 have been used, so there's 145 EDUs essentially in this bank that are still available. So this request is for 37 EDUs. The approximate value of that, based on our current capacity fee rate, is $130,721. They did meet all the criteria in the ordinance for the capacity fee waiver. And Brett, do you want to say anything about the development?
Sure. Our plan is to develop 36 luxury apartment units, and we will have a first floor parking, all key card access, so that way we have an option for a secure place to park for, there'll be 52 parking spaces. We're going to basically put back the exact same footprint that's currently there. These units will then have, there'll be 3 stories of residential above that, and on the top story, there will be a sky deck that overlooks the amphitheater. So the goal being that you'll be able to sit outside, have a cocktail or what have you, and get to watch the amphitheater events and still be a part of downtown, but still be, within your same building.
Moving in.
What?
Sounds
You're
fantastic.
moving in?
I'm moving in. I'm moving in.
That is recorded.
But is it dog friendly? I gotta have my dogs.
It
in.
is.
Okay.
It will be. We're shooting to have it pet friendly.
Pet friendly, okay, thank you.
Yep.
You bargaining?
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe so.
And then so
Another EDU? Sorry.
no. So then the goal being the building will be stucco. There will be a glass elevator similar to what we're doing in the city center. We're gonna have a living roof component in one small section, and there will be a first floor lobby, and there will also be a gym on site and possibly like a activities room. I don't want to say pool table, but something to that extent. And the goal being these are luxury units in the sense that right now in Salisbury, if I was to ask you guys for a luxury apartment in Salisbury, I don't believe that we have any. I think that these aren't going to be $5,000 a month. We're looking at about $200 to $300 additional compared to what you're seeing in the market right now. So we think we can deliver a really nice product, but not price ourselves out. We want to time this so that we're also we see the school, the medical school coming in the next couple of years, and we think this will be a really nice avenue for it.
And again, the units are 42, is that what you said?
No, 36.
36.
And then
Okay.
we probably aren't going to have a retail component on the first floor anymore, unfortunately, because of the restrictions to parking. Everything we're doing is with the anticipation that we don't want to take up any further spots off-site. We're already, I see that, we don't have a parking problem downtown, I just want to make that clear, but in 5 years, we're going to have some,
Yes, we are.
it's going to be a little bit tighter downtown.
So this is this the parking lot that's across from
Avery.
Avery Hall?
This is the
It's right
parking,
where that
Right.
pedestrian
The
bridge
pedestrian
comes
bridge.
up. Right at the
Right
base of
across
the
from La
pedestrian
Quinta.
bridge. Yes.
Fantastic.
so that way, when you're sitting at the when you're sitting on the sky deck, you'll be
can look
literally
right at the
staring right at the
Right in.
amphitheater. Yeah,
Fantastic.
right across the street.
Amen.
or water.
Still
Questions?
moving?
Yes. As
If
long as
you
it's
all
dog, it's
move,
gotta be
though, we'll
dog
have a
friendly.
problem with the council.
Oh, that's true, that's true. We'll just rezone, that's all right.
Different floors. Okay, any other questions?
Do you have any, what's your projected use of what we have left and other projects that are
Sure.
coming?
So after this, we'll have 108 EDUs remaining if this passes. So we do have a fair amount of other potential projects that have not come in yet. I was actually just discussing this with the mayor on Friday. 500 Riverside, as you know, did get their waiver, but we have not seen any of the other surplus parking lots. So this is the first one that's come in. So I do expect the beer garden to come in, and then Lot 1, potentially Lot 10 or Lot 30. So we will hit the capacity probably within the next year.
Next year.
Within
Yeah.
the next year.
Well, that means things are happening.
Exactly, yes. That's why we
So,
have this bank.
That's why we got them.
Yeah.
Okay, we have consensus?
Yes.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brett.
Much appreciated.
Next up, we have Mr. Bill Sterling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you on this wonderful day?
I come before you today with great news. I went before you in March with requesting $145,000 to match last year's electrical budget. Due to tightening some numbers and the lateness in the year, the amount that we would look at this point would be 115. May ask why 145? Initially, that was a projection that we were using in March. Right now, with our average monthly bill that we accrue in May, June, we've tightened that number up to where it should be pretty exact. Since I was before you last time, we met with Delmarva Power to try to see what we could do. They've agreed to change 5% of our sodium vapor lights to LED. In round numbers costs, that reduces that pole tariff from $40 a month to about $9. So now that's 100 lights.
That's significant.
Yeah, it's about $30,000 to $35,000 a year that we would save. They're willing to change 5% of the lights every year. And this is, it was a 20-year project.
It's a 20-year.
Yeah, so it would take.
So the timing will still be the same.
But and I want to jump in. One of the things that was part of that discussion is because of the cost savings off of that number and then some eligible grants that are available right now through the state, we could go beyond that 5% and basically within 18 months or less pay for an entire light replacement. So if we were interested in doing more than just what they're guaranteeing, the replacement would pay for itself quickly, and then we would still see the rest
Use
of
it
that
going on.
savings. So
Yeah.
we're considering doing more. But the more we get those numbers rounded out, we'll figure that out. And while there's free money available, it's maybe a good thing to look into.
I didn't want to provide too much information, but if we were, it would be approximately per light about $300 to convert it ahead of their free schedule. But just in round numbers, at $30 a month savings, it doesn't take long to get that money back. Now, that's the maximum feature of a larger light. If you get in a community like Sleepy Hollow, their electric tariff light is not of the same degree, so it's a much smaller light in layman's terms, so therefore the savings.
Like the ones I have in mind.
Yeah, the savings would be much less. It wouldn't be $30 to $32 a light. That would be based upon a large sodium vapor light that you would see in an arterial street.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
all savings aren't the same. The savings would be based upon the light it replaces.
okay. And are we prioritizing these based on the
Yes.
biggest return?
Yes and yes. We prioritized it as arterial streets.
Yep.
which we try not, and in most cases, those lights are our larger lights.
Gotcha. Good. Any other questions? We have consensus? You've got it.
Yes.
All right, Bill.
Wow, much easier
Thank you.
than last time. Thank you very much.
Don't come back to us week after next.
Awesome, Tom.
Yeah.
You should offer us some EDUs and a place to watch the emphasis.
Yeah, exactly.
I have one more question for him, for Brett later.
Okay.
You can imagine what it is for the roof deck.
Oh,
Take some pictures.
Okay. Couple things coming up. We have MML coming up last week in June. And that's our annual summer conference.
23rd through the 26th.
Yep. Anything else for the good of the order?
No. No.
Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Nice.